reviewing and approving their own bounties. I think that would probably be the most decentralized way to do it. Yeah.
Wait, so the people receiving the bounty would also be the ones reviewing it?
No, sorry. The people issuing the bounties will be the ones reviewing it.
Okay, and in that situation, the ones issuing the bounty are like a subgroup of the DAO.
Yeah, or it could be a team. Like let's say we have a problem regarding the subgraph or something, and we put that out there during the meeting, and let's say Yannick comes up from Fireball GG and says, "Hey, look, we're interested in taking this on. We're going to apply for this bounty, and this is how much we can do it for." And then maybe another team comes in and says, "Hey, look, we can do it too, but we can do it for this price." And then basically whoever can do it for the best price would get awarded the bounty. And then
but who's reviewing it, right?
It would be the team that gets. Sorry, I'm confusing. I may be confusing terms here. The bounty would be the amount rewarded. The task would be what gets assigned to whoever can offer the best price to do the work. So, like, let's say Yannick's team takes it on and says, "We will take care of this problem." So they would then get funding for whatever amount that they bid on. The DAO would say, "Okay, here's your money," and then they would run their own D work. Sorry, not their own D work, but their own space nested in D work, like what we see here with Eat Denver 2023, and whatever bounties they wanted to issue through there, from their funding, they could do that, or they could just take the whole bounty and just do all the work themselves. But what I'm saying is, they would have a space to issue work externally to the DAO if they needed to.
So the DAO would basically say, in a meeting, it might come up like, "Well, we have this issue that we need to solve," and then you're saying a sub team could then make a proposal to the DAO that says, "We want to solve this problem, and here's we're asking for this amount of ghost." Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much what we're doing now.
Yeah, it's not too far off what we're doing, honestly. But I guess where we're getting hung up, and the reason why it took so long to implement D work is because we thought there'd be some sort of a hierarchical like leadership structure over the D work, which is actually not necessary for D work to work, like for it to actually function. You just need someone who can issue the bounties and actually do like the back end stuff, like one person. Everything else.
I guess the question is, who's reviewing who's reviewing the work?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So when you get to like the Gotchi Farmy or the Forge or any DAO funded project, who's reviewing the actual implementation of what they said they were going to do? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about reviewers on two ends of the thing. So there's the reviewers that on issuance, you would like that would be the teams, but then also after the fact to review the work that was done for the DAO. That is also something that would need to be addressed. That's where probably a review committee would be really useful, is to have a dedicated DAO review committee reviewing finished work, like what's been done. And for that, you probably need, what I've suggested is having, a group of individuals as the D work committee, and having those individuals paid per order of work that they did. So it wouldn't be like a retainer thing. It would be like, you reviewed this bounty, and this is your payment for reviewing this bounty.
Maybe, but then then you have to have someone review the reviewers and say that
it's reviewers all the way down, my friend.
Yeah. when it's not clear if it's a yes or no, if something happens or doesn't happen, then it's pretty easy. But if it's like, was this code implemented correctly, and it's DAO contracting guilds, and it was, the thing they did was awful. But we ended up paying them for it anyway. But it was like, we were not really happy with it. But that's the best that they could do. That's not a situation you want, where someone does literally the best that they can do, and it's just not good enough. And like, we really shouldn't pay you for this, but you can't actually do this work.
Yeah, that would be. Let's see. I'm just going to read the comments. Maybe some of our friends have some insights here with this. Michael F., I think you're kind of summarizing what Coder Dan just said. Who is responsible for reviewing projects outside of DWork? And the Forge won't be the only one asking for six-figure funding. Yeah, absolutely. These reviews should be a mix of external and DAO members. Can you specify like external? Like we would be hiring external help? Is that what you mean? Let's see. Hardcore. It does almost nothing at first, but so does a road between two towns. It needs to exist before anyone needs. Yep. DAO directors. Yeah, DAO directors are currently the only high-level committee we currently have. Is that something you see being reasonable for DAO directors to take that on? I mean, not really within your guys' scope, but, you know, you are correct. That is the only high-level committee.
The DAO directors are not, that's out of their mandate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not really their scope. People should be paid out on execution. Review should happen on execution. Yeah, interesting. Also, we don't need DAO Foundation and signers to be set up before we can add. That's nothing to do with it. Reputation. Yeah, hardcore. You touch on another important point here is being able to assign reputation. So this work can be awarded in Ghost, but can also be given task points. And so we can think about gamifying that a little bit. And, you know, maybe you need to have a certain amount of task points to take certain tasks, but not really directly involved.
Colony, if you guys have ever heard of that one. I honestly, I wish we could have used Colony for all this DAO stuff. It just seems like they never actually were able to ship anything useful. Could be wrong now. Maybe they've come a long way. But we had multiple calls with the Colony team over the years. Because they have a really cool system of reputation where if you like when you complete something, you can it increases your on-chain reputation. Everything is done on-chain. Really, really cool stuff. But yeah, I think in DWork there's the idea of like story points, right?
Yeah, task points.
Like task points, yeah. So something like that, as long as it's linked to that address and that person, then yeah, we could. But how would the story points get assigned? Would it be like, did you complete this perfectly and everyone in the DAO is happy with it, so you get full story points, or we're not that happy with it, but we're gonna pay you anyway?
Yeah. I mean, I think task points should definitely be assigned once the review is done and people are happy with the work. But the other thing with task points is there's a leaderboard attached to this. So like there could be ways to like, you know, maybe you need a certain amount of task points or you need to have a certain place on the leaderboard to be able to access specific types of work. That's the other way to do it too. Well, that could be an additional thing added on where over time, our biggest contributors who have the most task points should be getting the really great jobs. In my opinion, you've done the work, like you've proven to the DAO that you're able to do really great work, and your task points would reflect that, which would give you, you know, access to even higher tiers of work. You know, things that pay a little bit better. Maybe, you know, what I haven't really fully fleshed out that idea yet, and I can maybe start a discussion on that. But assigning task points in the leaderboard is something we definitely want to implement.
Sure, I think that helps a lot.
Yeah, Michael makes a good point. Gitcoin uses a great decentralized review process for submitted grants. We could look at something like that, but it does require multiple mixed participants. If only one auditor shows up, it will definitely be a bias. So we'll maybe you and I will have a conversation around that maybe after the meeting or sometime soon. Looking at the other comments, one more here from Web. Content structure for big projects need to be done in draws. Line share margin for implementation should be upon completion. There should be many points across the process where funding can be pulled due to incomplete or insufficient quality work, similar to a big construction project. Yeah, I guess what I'm hearing is maybe having some sort of standardized template for submitting for work also. Because that way you can list your milestones and accountability points during the whole process of the project. Okay, I don't know. I think in general, overall, really great feedback with this. We can just start this implementation of D-Work and kind of chip away at it. Every week we'll maybe go through a little bit. I'll make sure to stay on top of the bounties. We'll definitely add that to the Miro board. We'll add a section for active bounties. And every week I can remind you guys of what's out there on the D-Work for you guys. But this is the start of that. And, happy to see people joining the D-Work here. And yeah, next week, DAO mission statement. Okay, I got something here to show you guys. We're definitely been wanting to hit that mission and vision board for a while. I'll show you guys this real quick before we go, so you can start looking at it, get familiar with it. But Hardcore and I have kind of compiled all the discussion we've had over the last 5 months into this final. We're hoping this is the last one we ever have to make. But this is the final DAO vision and mission board. We've kind of made it half worksheet, half summary of everything we've discussed, and hoping we can get to consensus on that in the next week here, or next 2 weeks or whatever, but pretty soon. I think it's going to be really important for us to be all on the same page. And the conversations over the last few weeks have definitely... I've definitely thought we could really use a mission statement right now, looking at some of the conversation. But yeah, have a look at that. If there are things you want to contribute to on the mission and vision Miro board, we have stickies on certain parts here where you can contribute. And so you just can click on the little sticky notes and you can add your contribution.
Yeah, I do see Choina's message here. We do have Aavegotchi.
It's a pretty easy for us to switch over. It's literally pretty much both set up the same way. I wasn't aware that you guys had set one up. So yours says the official D-Work hub of Aavegotchi DAO.
Yeah.
What we'll do is it shouldn't take much. If you guys want to give me access to it, you'll have to do that though, because I don't have access to your. So if you do that, we can switch over. It's not a big deal, to be honest. But I appreciate you putting that.
My list for tomorrow to do.
Yeah. Oh, Goobs. Yeah, quick shill here. Definitely give Goobs Thread some love here. Let's share it. I think you did a really good job of explaining what an Aavegotchi is, portals, collateral tokens, traits, kinship, experience, and rarity farming. So
nice.
Really great summary of all those things, and great way to get people going down that rabbit hole. So really appreciate you doing that. And definitely like, share, subscribe.
Did the main retweet that already? Check.
Yeah, we should definitely get the main to retweet that. Get that some love. Love the Aavegotchi threads going out this week. 14 more threads coming. Dang, Goobs the Threador.
The Threador.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, a good thread is it can be so good. You guys, everyone, writing is the most important skill you guys can learn.
Yeah.
If you want to increase your influence and your thinking and everything, just learn to write.
Yeah.
Keep trying and keep improving on it. It's such a powerful skill.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll recommend, even if you're not the best, for me, I love writing, but my grammar and spelling was not the best when I first started. I started using Grammarly. So it's a little Grammarly shill here. but it really does improve your writing, especially if you get the paid version. That's the secret. That's the secret to writing really well, is using technology alongside your own skill set.
Yeah, there's a bunch of tools out, but the key to a thread is having a good hook. The first line of that thread's you gotta convince people to click into it. So that's where you gotta sell it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, agree, Grim. Grammarly integrates with Discord nicely. Absolutely. Yeah, very cool. So that wraps up the discussion for today. We'll kick off with the mission and vision next week. Do you have any last thoughts here for today?
Buckle up, friends.
Buckle up.
It's gonna be a crazy next month, I think.
Yeah, pack your bags. We're moving on up.
Yeah, this year's gonna be nuts.
Man, it's been so exciting.
I'm just hoping the macro keeps its shit together. That's just what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I don't want that, like, the SEC crashing down on all sorts of stuff, and just, you know, a lot of it depends on what what Bitcoin does. So hopefully things will go good or sideways for the next half a year. It'd be nice, but you never know. Buckle up.
Buckle up. You're on this ride with us. Thank you to all 66 people made it to the end of the meeting with us. Gotchi Gang strong. I don't know anything like this out there that happens like a week, like a weekly meeting every Sunday where like over 60 people show up every weekend. That's amazing. So you guys should be really proud of yourselves. We're part of we're reshaping governance. You guys see what's going on around the world right now. It's messed up. Like, it's even where I live, like one of the most democratic countries. It's all messed up. And so we're reshaping governance. We're reinventing governance. So this is I know what we do is a lot of fun, but we're also reshaping the future in some way. And so this is we're early, very early. And yeah, that's all I got. So, but otherwise, enjoy your weekend, friends. We got GM with GMI every Monday to Friday. We're going to be doing a space in the morning. Get your coffee. We do it at 3 p.m. UTC. So just, an hour offset from where these meetings are at. And it's a good conversation about everything cool happening on Polygon, Lens, and Aavegotchi, of course. So definitely come check us out. It's hosted by 5 of us. 5 of your favorite Gotchi gang are up on stage. And we've had some pretty cool guests come out from Polygon, actually, and join us on the show. So definitely come check us out. We'll be going live tomorrow morning at 3 p.m. UTC.
Hey, a real quick thing. If anyone knows how to set up a multi-sig on Lens that you can, what do you call it when you tweet on Lens? Like, you can lens from? We really want that. We talked with Stanley the other day. He pointed out like CoraDAO, but we haven't. If anyone like knows how to do that and could walk us through it, that'd be really helpful, because we definitely want to be active on Lens, but we want to make sure that the Aavegotchi handle is secure. So we want to do it from a multi-sig. So if anyone knows how to do that, feel free to reach out. I know it's possible, but it's a little bit weird. So we might have to reach out to like the CoraDAO guys, but there's got to be a way to do it. Because Stanley was like, it's going to be a couple more months before they get the next version of Lens out. So we don't want to wait that long.
Yeah, there's so many dApps out there on Lens. I wouldn't be surprised if someone's come up with some sort of
You'd think so, but yeah, it still seems to be stumping Stanley.
Huh. I'd regularly look on their apps to see what they got going on here. Oh, I don't know if you've seen this, Coder Dan, but there's like a ton of apps on here. I haven't even made my way through all of them. see maybe there might be something in there.
Yeah, I mean, I know there are. It's just there's. Yeah. I don't think there's one that supports Gnosis Safe yet.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, soon enough.
Cool, friends. Well, have a lovely Sunday. See you guys later.
Absolutely. Yeah. Take care. We'll see you next week. Peace.